What up, Whatnuts? This is the longest it's taken to start an episode because we've been sitting here with these boys for like 5 hours just telling stories and giggling and fucking doing all sorts of shit. From the Netters podcast, Empty Netters, on the Friday Beers Network, Dan Powers, Chris Powers. Boys, how are you? Welcome. First in-studio guests to really come and we had to. Sean went and got a fucking couch for you guys.
Yeah, brand new couch.
Oh, did you?
Yes. Yeah.
Wow, Sean.
That's
amazing.
Special.
That's special stuff.
Put it together and everything.
We didn't know that we were the first in-studio guest, so I'm fired up.
Me too.
I mean, I was already fired up, but now I'm like, we're an inaugural guest.
Oh,
this
it's
is pretty
fantastic.
cool.
We probably could have
voyage on the
gotten a
couch.
cheaper studio, but we were like, let's get something where players, when they're in town, can just dip in. And we've never even invited a player or anybody to come in and do stuff in studio.
I don't think so. Maybe Lauco once.
Yeah.
And he maybe was going to come and then just didn't.
And then what ended up happening to him?
He got traded.
That's right.
That's right. We killed him.
Yeah.
His now.
So now you have a curse now.
Yeah, so
Yes.
what's going to happen to us, dude? No one told me.
We're going to get traded.
You guys are going to be traded to fuck. What?
Oh, wait, no.
we
because he
came.
didn't come.
'Cause
We're
it's
gonna get a
it's
lifetime
watching,
deal.
It's like watching the Ring movie.
Yeah.
You're cool. Like we showed up. So
Yes.
if we had
We're good
bailed,
now.
we get cursed. But
Yeah,
we
you
showed
did
up.
avoid the
Yeah.
bad fate.
Yeah. We're going to be blessed with good luck for 50 years.
Eternity.
now. This is fantastic.
If anybody has listened to this show before, they know who these guys are because we're not supposed to, but we gas up other podcasts, especially ones that are like supposed to be quote unquote competitors a lot. The shit that you guys do is just so fun. And like I said, I know we're probably supposed to want to like fucking be competitors, but every time we've seen you guys on the road or wherever, we're all just so fucking happy to be doing this stupid job that it rocks. That I mean, even Edmonton, I remember I texted Pete. I was like, I'm with Dan and Grinnell, and all we're fucking doing is talking about what contracts we think free agents are going to get. There's no sort of
Exactly.
like, I'm going to get this guy drunk so he has a shitty show tomorrow or whatever, because we're playing in the fucking sandbox.
We do the
so.
same thing. Like we literally, on our podcast that's coming out next week, I name drop both of you.
Yeah, correct.
Like it happens all the time. It's just, we're fucking boys.
I also think that like there's an element that hockey is so insane and stupid a lot of the time that you're just like, who cares, but like this is insane. So you don't take it super, super seriously. At least like not a lot of us, I guess.
No, I agree. I mean, I think the reason we all have so much fun is because we just shoot the shit and let it fly. It's great.
And I was gonna add, like, your guests, the conversations are always super casual, but always super prepared, which is like, again, we should not like each other because like that's also like what like,
The whole podcast saying why we should.
we just want to like laugh with them and like not ask kind of obvious questions or whatever. Like, when was it in the run of your show that you were like, yeah, we can have hockey conversations that aren't, so what's the team look like this year?
Yeah, I think that's our whole thing.
Yep.
Is like, and you guys know it. These guys get asked the same boring questions, and not to shit on Big J journos, but like, you're not creative when you're asking how the power play is being set up these days. So I think our whole thing is we love all these guys because they're just like us. They're just homies. And I'd rather have them on the show and ask them about their favorite TV shows and movies than ask them what they think their chances are at playoffs this year, because they're just going to give me the PR cookie cutter answer because they're tired of being asked that question.
You guys also come at it from the kind of beer league mindset, which we've been at stuff where like we were at a thing with a brand that had skates and everything. You go on the ice and everything. And like when me and Pete go on the ice, like I played hockey very poorly. Like Pete can skate and all that, but like we go on, we're like, look, like, we have hockey sticks and everything. You guys actually still as adults still fucking like eat and breathe it. And like you look like hockey players, which I think makes it more digestible for people.
That's the
First,
nicest
dude,
thing anyone's ever
I
said
know,
to me.
and I also think because we
fucking
do
love
some
you guys.
movie stuff too, right, in LA, and every time we're trying to come up with a new movie idea, it's like, because I think this doesn't happen enough in movies anymore. It's everything's a fucking reboot or whatever. We're like, what movie would I want to watch? I don't want to write a movie that I wouldn't even want to watch if it came from someone else. And we treat interviews the same way. I'm like, what do I want to know from this dude? Not like, what does like the hockey community want to know about the team's chances? I'm like, dude, I saw that you like The Office. Who's your favorite character? Because genuinely, I'm curious.
Yeah.
That's kind of how we base the questions.
Also, I'm not going to let you poo-poo on reboots because I just saw Speak No Evil last night.
Oh
heard
my
it's sick.
fucking
Oh,
god!
was it good?
Yes.
Fucking 1 out of 10. So fucking good.
And I love the original. I did roll my eyes a little bit
Yep.
at the fact that they remade it like a year or two later.
Yep.
But up to a certain point, it's it's different enough. It's
Yeah,
different
okay.
enough.
Okay.
Where-
Dude, also McAvoy's goated.
He is
He's the
so
man, dude.
fucking hot.
So underrated.
He
Like
is-
he's so good in everything. It's unbelievable.
I mean, that whole cast really fucking kills it. But like one of the differences from the original, and the guy who plays I forget his name, Petey or something, Patty in the original or whatever. He's awesome, but McAvoy becomes like this fucking monster that you are not seeing these days. And also, he's just in crazy shape, looks incredible. That movie is so well done. Strong recommend. But
Okay.
I recommend everybody see both of them.
Yes.
See the first one first.
I would recommend seeing them in the order in which they were released.
I'd never seen it before. I texted Pete during the trailers of another movie, and I was like, Blumhouse movie with McAvoy, Scoot, and Mackenzie Davis. Let's fucking go. This is going to be
come
my
on.
favorite movie in the world.
Yeah.
And then a couple months later, it was coming out, and Pete was like, oh yeah, Ellen and I watched the original of that because it's like a Dutch movie from a couple years ago. Always in on there was a recent original of it. So fucking
Foreign
good.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Danish.
You know,
Yeah.
when we're Robin from The Foreigners, it's a good
fucking
movie.
good.
Like you gotta
Yes.
watch the original.
Especially like a year later, which is why I rolled my eyes, because a lot of the times, like, there's a good foreign movie and they're like, that, but American. And it's just like, come on.
Yeah.
Dude, have you
Expand
guys,
your horizons a
have
little
you
bit.
guys-
It's,
Sometimes
it's
it
for the
bums me
people who
out.
can't watch movies with subtitles.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, that's what they usually make those movies for. But I like that both of them exist for
Yeah.
Speak No Evil.
have you guys seen the show Dark?
No.
No.
Bro.
Oh, guys.
It's a German show. It's
Oh,
awesome.
my God.
It is quite literally Stranger Things. And then a year later, we were like, Stranger Things, American. And everyone's like, Stranger Things is amazing. And I was like, this is a show already. This is a
Stranger
German
Things
show.
ripped off Dark?
Oh, bro.
yeah.
It is the same show.
Little inside scoop, they also stole that script.
Really?
Sorry, Duffer Brothers. Yeah.
Whoa.
lot of tea, dude.
So on the entertainment side of it, we saw the movie Minor Leaguer. Not a super strong recommend there.
Yeah.
Although if you can get through it, do it. When I was watching it, I was like, fuck. Not to start beef with other podcasts, but I was like, how come the Missing Curfew guys were the podcast that was in that? They should have gone with like a couple of actual fucking idiots like us. But if they were really trying to stay within the industry, like, why not you guys?
We were right there.
Right in front of their face.
It's unbelievable.
I love it for you that you weren't in that.
Yeah.
movie.
Yeah,
Pete
yeah.
was happy we weren't in it.
I
I'm
don't-
not happy that we weren't.
I'm very happy we weren't
Yeah.
in it because
Guys,
I like
there-
to be attached to good projects.
Yeah, there've been a couple of like
We tried to
beer
get in
league,
Speak No Evil, but they didn't have
semi-pro,
us.
like makeshift made movies recently, and they've had some of the hockey community in there, and they're bad. They're all bad.
So, would
really
you?
bad.
Do you get asked about it? Would you say yes to it with like things like that?
Yeah, we would definitely say no, respectfully, always. And yeah, it happens a lot. We get DMs a lot from people. It's starting to come guys who have just washed out of the league. I hate that term.
Yeah.
Making it to the league is amazing. Guys who have retired with grace
Yeah.
are like, hey, I'm trying to get into the movie biz. What do you think about this project? And we're always like, I love that you're doing that, and I support you fully. And they're like, no, we mean like in your involvement. And I'm like, I love that you're doing it, and we support you.
That sounds so
kind of
cool
always
for you to do.
Yeah.
I'm so
I'm rooting for
excited
you.
to see the end product when I see it as a guest.
Because I'm sitting down and I'm going to
Yes.
be way back here,
Yeah.
all the way back here.
Paid
You're
money.
going to be
Yeah.
Yeah.
over there. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
We did want to discuss just some season previewy, league-ish type things. You are not as high on the Edmonton Oilers as everybody in the world is.
I am not. Listen, I'm high on the team. I think they're going to be great. I love the Arvidsson pickup. I love the Skinner pickup. I'm not an oil man. I think it's bad for the environment.
Do you think it's bad?
So no, I'm not all in on like the Oilers. I'm gonna get
Experience?
attacked. Yeah, I'm
You are going to get attacked for that.
I'm just not in on it. I think that there's something missing with them for me that's holding me back from fully loving them.
Yeah,
Like
it's
I
like
was
brain
all
cells.
in
They're
on
missing brain
It
cells.
might be that.
Yeah.
But you know what I
that's why
think the
I
thing
love
is?
them.
So you just want them to sign Tony D'Angelo? Is
Yes.
what
Yeah,
you're-
yeah. Like, get that guy a contract. You lost Broberg? What are we doing here? No, it's I think part of it is I was so in on the Panthers. And as Bruins guys, like that was surprising, but I love the Panthers. So maybe that
Like
was
the
holding me
team?
back.
Like the roster?
I love everything about them.
Really?
I love the team. I love the rosters. I love their players. I love I think they've got great culture there, truly, like not even trolling. I think they have put themselves in this upper echelon of like, if you go to the Florida Panthers, you're in a great organization. And I'm a Florida man now.
Yeah, he became a Florida guy.
Guys,
This is
I
recent,
spent
though.
my
This is
entire
recent,
life
yeah.
being like, growing up in New England, right? Everyone
Yeah.
vacationed in Florida, and I
Yeah.
was like, Florida is fucking stupid. And then you're hearing the people doing bath salts there, and I was like, Florida sucks. And then as an adult, I've started to go to Florida, especially now for work. We've been there a ton. Florida's awesome.
I don't.
So
I don't.
I love it.
I don't love Florida. I don't. It's
Too humid for
too
you?
humid.
Yeah.
It's so wet.
You're so
wet
dude,
down
you're
there.
so-
If
But
we're
everybody
all
is.
wet, no one's wet.
I don't know if that's true.
And it
I'm
works.
still wet.
It
My
works.
clothes
Really
are still
convincing.
wet.
Yep.
Yeah.
Speaking of, do you see the St. Louis Blues doing their headshots this week?
Yeah.
Spraying down the guy. So you take the picture and then hit him with a spray bottle, and the photographer didn't have the right setting on. I forget who it was.
It
And
all
he
just
like
looked fucking wet.
He just-
but he just like took the guy's head off. Like
just
basically,
money shotted
shot
someone?
him with a bottle of water. Yeah,
I didn't see that. That's amazing.
Yeah.
amazing stuff.
Missing the first couple of weeks with a UBI.
But
'cause
I
it's-
like the I like the attention to detail though, making the headshot look a little sweaty.
Yeah, right.
I don't
Caught
like
him
the
between
St. Louis
periods.
Blues, though. It's because I'm an oil man. During the playoffs, there weren't really. I don't remember there being like outspoken people riding for Florida. I feel that it was more like an inevitability that Florida's doing this, and we'll see who gives them whatever sort of difficulty. I remember each round. At the end, we would predict, all right, what's the most chaotic remaining cup final?
Yeah.
And every one was like Florida and who?
I
Florida
do.
and
I do
who.
like that you exist. That people like you exist.
I like that
that
you
have
like
we're needed.
that have been sucked into the Florida vortex
Yeah.
because I feel like Edmonton was like an absolute powerhouse in just like bringing people in.
Yeah.
And obviously he's the oil man here, but I felt like it was hard not to be enthused by what was going on.
And I will
in
admit I did
Edmonton.
get caught up in that. Like, hand up, going into Game 7, I went on the page and the podcast, and I was like, it would be sick if Edmonton won. Well, don't get me wrong.
Especially that way.
Yes.
Yeah.
That, like, I got caught up in
And
it for
those
sure.
those people are legitimately insane.
Oh my God, dude.
And they'll tell you themselves like it's all they got.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The hockey team's all they got, which
Yeah.
I ride for those kinds of markets. Like I love Buffalo, but I love how ride or die Buffalo
amazing.
sports fans are because they're like, our lives are miserable. It's all we have. I just want a little bit of happiness.
Nothing
You
to
guys
do in
were-
the winter but watch sports.
Huh?
Yeah.
Nothing to do in the winter but watch sports and
Yeah.
drink.
I love that shit.
You guys were there at Game 4 in Edmonton. You guys were there for Games 3 and 4.
Yeah,
You sure were.
yeah.
Do you remember after Game 4 where the team is down 3-1?
Yeah.
They are merely the way we put it was they had literally just hid the victory cigar. That's
Yeah.
all there was. Like it was still over
Oh, yeah.
theoretically, and they were celebrating there, unlike any like Boston Celtics title I've seen in Boston or anything.
One of
like
the
that.
rowdiest nights I've ever been a part
Yeah.
of, dude. Going down 3-1.
And the fact that it didn't get dark there.
Yeah, that
So
was a trip.
Dude, that was a fever dream.
fucking
It was-
scene.
Yeah, like walking out of a dinner at it's like 9:30 and you're like, oh man, I'm a little tired. I wonder if I'm gonna make it. And you walk out and the sun's like blazing in your face at 9:30 p.m. I was like, what the fuck is happening?
Get why? I mean, I'm certainly crazy as an oil man, but like you get why they're fucking crazy for it.
Yeah, there's
So-
not much going in Edmonton other than that team. So
What do you
I
think?
get it.
What do you think the most underrated market is? Because you guys have been around.
Yeah. Great question. I think Columbus
That's
is
what I
a
was going
great
to say,
answer.
dude. That's
We're
correct.
Columbus
That's the correct
guys.
answer.
I gotta
That's the
be
correct answer.
honest. It's like Columbus is a low key awesome city. Awesome city. They ride for that team. People forget, like other than Ohio State, really like the Blue Jackets are the team there. Like they got the crew,
Yeah.
but really it's like the
Reigning
Blue
champs.
Jackets. The Blue Jackets kind of run that town in a way, and as bad as they've been, they just show up at that arena every
crazy.
single fucking game. It is wild. Like I love it. I love it.
what do you think this season's going to be like for them? Because we were talking in our Metro preview about how for all the Gaudreau stuff that we've discussed, it's easy to overlook that these guys are going to experience a tribute and a reminder
every night.
So often. Literally every night, and then even down to sitting on the bench talking to your teammate, you see a little patch or whatever. Like, it's going to be...
They also just mentioned, too, that they're going to leave Johnny's stall up all season
Yes, they
long.
did.
Constant reminders, which is obviously amazing, and like we don't need reminders to constantly be thinking about this, but this is going to be an impossible situation for these guys.
Yeah.
It's gonna be. We did ours. Is that out yet? I don't know.
No, it
doesn't
comes
matter,
out next week.
But I think you have him 8th. I had him 8th.
Yes.
Yeah, I just think, dude, it's gonna be because Reamer signed, right, and he even made a comment where he's like, they've been great. Hockey's a brotherhood. It's awesome that we're all here. But it was just a reminder to me that exactly what you said. They are going to be dealing with this all year.
Yep.
And it's just, that's so taxing, dude. Like trying to play hockey and have that. A part of me was like, maybe they get the extra jump of like, do it for John. Like I want to honor, let's have an incredible season. But I don't think the roster's there, and it's just so much mental stuff happening.
We have him 7th.
Yeah.
We like him a little bit more than you guys.
A little bit more, true.
We hate Philly.
You just hate the Flyers.
I like the Flyers. With the rankings, I was more kind of like, Pete, give me yours, and if there's something where I need to literally rip it out of your hands, I will.
Yep.
But like, I trust you. You guide us on this one. And I let him go Flyers 8th, but Flyers and Capitals, 2 teams in the Metro where nothing will surprise me.
Yeah,
right.
Those are
So
2
true.
fucking teams, any spots.
Yeah.
But I also just like, I don't know, I like any like little positive, hopeful thing that we can give to the Blue Jackets.
I know.
So if this
fuck,
makes
we're all
sense,
rooting for them so hard.
If this makes sense, I predict that they're going to finish 8th, but I think it's going to be a unbelievable season for this team. It's obviously horrible that a tragedy like this happens. I think it's going to make that team become so close. I think with a, relatively moderately new GM coach, they've got great young players in this team. That stall is going to be up all season long. I think these guys are going to become such a unit this season. Doesn't matter where they finish.
And speaking of units, we joke about liking it's a really, really likable roster that they have, and maybe they're not quite there yet age-wise, where some of them you got to wait a couple of years until they really become stars. But signing Monahan means that they're kicking Boone Jenner to left wing, and as of this recording, they were having their first training camp session, and it was Jenner, Monahan, Marchenko. That's a fucking good first line.
Yeah. Sure is.
There are going to be things about the team that it's not the endearing, cute kind of thing. Like they're going to have legitimate bones of an eventual good team.
Yeah.
So I hope the goaltending's there.
They're University of
if the
Michigan
goaltending's gonna
feeder
be there.
team. They're
And
on the come up, baby.
It
This is
was
good.
fucking funny that like they had roster spots to fill, obviously, and they signed James Van Riemsdyk. Like I could have guessed they were going to sign a fucking college guy.
That's why I want them to get Phil Kessel. Like,
you won me over on that.
American-
Like, just obviously just sign Phil Kessel.
Feed me,
Like,
Phil,
what are we
dude.
doing?
Where are you guys on Kessel? Do you want him back?
I always want him back.
8
I'm
points
not-
shy of 1,000.
Yeah, like I'm not sure how much is he really offering a team, but I'll tell you what he is offering is vibes, dude. We're talking about vibes all the time. Phil Kessel makes every locker room better. So
I would,
especially in the age of I guess Phil played in the age of content, but like content is king now. So the fact that a team hasn't signed him specifically just to make him like TikTok fodder, why not?
So
Throw the socials.
you know who I would love to sign him for that reason, and they just won't because there are too many young players and
Anaheim,
close.
Montreal,
San Jose.
Oh, yeah, nice.
Yeah.
I mean,
I meant
he would
close
work there.
geographically, but you meant close roster-wise,
Yeah.
which
Yeah.
Anaheim and Montreal
Yeah.
are very close. But
I don't want Montreal to sign. Phil.
I don't think that
a
would
little
make
too
sense.
stuffy.
Yeah.
Too
Too
stuffy
stuffy.
in Montreal.
They're getting fun, man.
Yeah, I really like their team.
But also like I'm telling you, their fan base. I don't know what it's been these last
they're
5 years.
crazy, dude.
They're crazy,
They're
but they're
insane.
getting chiller, and I think it's because they're not a contender. Once they become a contender, they're going to get crazy
Yes.
again.
Yeah.
But right now, Habs fans are actually kind of fun. They're like, dude, it's really exciting times. They're like kind of relaxing for the first time in their lives. They've gotten they've got
trust
a
them.
captain who doesn't speak French.
I don't.
that's
adapting.
crazy to me.
Yeah.
They're adapting.
I never thought I would see the
Yeah.
day.
I know.
Really?
And here we are.
Yeah. Have you guys done Montreal trips for the show? I'm sure you've done it for life.
Yeah.
And we've got some coming this year with Four Nations, but we're big Montreal guys.
I love Montreal.
And I'm
City.
not just talking North America, boys.
Yeah.
I'm talking the world. That is a top 3 city
It's
in the
a
world
great
for me.
city.
Yeah.
It is elite. I
Yeah.
love Montreal.
As our show is young, we've yet to go as a show, but just from like covering games there, it's a fucking scene, whether the team is good, whether the team is bad. Four Nations is going to rock. I can't wait till, even just in Boston, that's going to be such a fucking fun tournament.
I think I'm going to be there twice in like a 2-month span coming up this winter.
Better start brushing up
Doing
on your French, my man.
a Montreal, Quebec City trip, and then I think we're probably going to do Four Nations.
It's going to absolutely rule. Another team on which you're not as high, but I think that really none of us are as high, is the Tampa Bay Lightning. Hated their opening of free agency.
Yep.
Love Jake Gensel. It seems weird to see a team go out and get Jake Gensel and be like, fuck that team.
Yeah, they're missing
Bad
playoffs,
job
yeah.
in free agency.
Yeah.
Now you're going to miss the playoffs. But they had such a fucking weird offseason. I hated the Sergachev trade. We've talked about it a lot. They must be convinced that they think his body is just broken or something.
Yep.
And that they better get rid of him before anybody finds out. And Mikhail Sergachev is fucking good, which I hope to God he is, because I'm high and bullish on Utah.
So high
Then
on Utah.
I fucking love Utah.
We're as high as the altitude.
I was gonna say,
if
it's the
we're being
elevation.
honest.
It's the elevation.
Come on.
Yeah, but Tampa. Sean pointed out it's possible we could be, and maybe you're playing devil's advocate a little, like it's possible we and everybody could be getting carried away in the Tampa hate.
We are. We definitely are.
Maybe, but they also weren't a very good team last year.
Well, that's true.
They
but
weren't. They were a team
I
that was
think-
not very good at 5-on-5 outside of one line that was fucking awesome.
They were a simple team, but they were a productive team.
Yeah.
Yes, they're top heavy.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, I think Vasi was a little knocked up last year. We all forget that.
And didn't start, remember?
Yep.
Yeah.
And I just think as long as you have him, as long as you have Hedman, as long as you have Point, Hagel, Cooch, like, come on, it's a good team. We keep saying the Atlantic's the best division in the league, no doubt. And we're all flirting with the idea that the top 4 guard of Florida, Boston, Tampa, Toronto, it's going to shift eventually. I just don't think we're there yet. I just think
But we could be.
we could be.
Here's the thing, but we could be.
I largely agree. I could see, though, I could see Tampa being the team that falls out sooner rather
I agree.
than later.
They would be the team for me that does fall
Yeah.
first. And guys, I believe in bad juju. And
The question.
motherfucking
question-
Steve Stamkos the way they did is like they've got
Yes.
bad juju coming.
Bad
for sure.
juju. The question then becomes, who's the team that jumps if they fall? You think it's the Red
boys.
Wings?
I need it like I need air in my lungs.
I'd love for it to be the Red Wings.
We need the Detroit Red Wings back in playoff hockey so badly. Their
defense
I'm so sorry.
But what else do we need? I was going to say,
you
what
guys
else
have
do we
broken
need
my
back?
heart
Yeah,
too
yeah.
many times,
Yep.
all right?
How do you think I feel?
Yeah,
need-
that's fair.
Nobody is
Sean's
broken.
like, it's worse for me,
The
buddy.
Sabres have not broken anybody's hearts more than Sabres
Yeah,
fans.
Yes.
correct.
See, I really like the Red Wings, and we famously are a Lucas Raymond podcast officially. But it would be so much fucking cooler if the Sabres made the playoffs.
Yep.
And look at Sean. Sean's like ready to weep.
I need it. I need it so bad.
How about this? We
Did you
get
see their
Tampa,
scoreboard?
you're out.
They got a big scoreboard.
Toronto, you're out.
Oh, that would be.
Toronto,
Sign me up.
you
Toronto
lost
missed-
your chances. Like you can't keep losing in the first round and earn a playoff spot. Let's get Buffalo. Let's get Detroit in. And let's have a fun time.
Let's just see what happens.
Unfortunately, I think that Toronto has gotten more more adult over
That's
the
the hope.
offseason.
That's the hope.
But only by a little bit. It's really just Tanev. No offense to Oliver Ekman-Larsson. It's
Right,
really
Ruby.
And
just-
Tanev's, Tanev
true.
is Giordano part 2, guys. Like, do you think Tanev's going to play 82 games this season?
Yeah.
Probably not.
No.
I
The
liked-
man is a human wrecking ball. He eats shots for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. It's so hard to assume that he, at his age, is going to stay healthy. It's Berube, I think.
And
That's the adult element
Correct.
of that
The,
team.
the Tanev signing is also like when Boston signed David Backes, where it's like, this is the player that we've always wanted every team to be able to go and get.
Yeah.
But the way that you got him and the time that you got it, like
Yeah.
this.
Like, this
isn't
was the
gonna
guy
be
you
an
needed
amazing-
5 years ago.
Yes.
Yes.
You got him too
Or
late.
Even this is the guy that you needed at the deadline last year.
Yeah.
And then you let him walk and let somebody else. But for now, they have him, and the early returns should be good. I do like this roster better than I liked it a year ago. And as you guys all noted, Berube should be an upgrade, but I'm also rooting so hard for Sheldon Keefe because
Same.
I want him
dude.
to. I want him to come out of that happy, and I honestly think that just life-wise, no longer being in that situation, his life is just better.
Guys,
even if he doesn't get another
Sheldon
job, and he
Keefe
does, he gets the Devils.
Is such a good coach, and he's perfect for this Devils team. I am so
certainly
excited.
an upgrade over Lindy.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you should-
sorry.
yeah.
No, I love Lindy for the Sabres. I
You
love
do?
Lindy for
I
the
was
Sabres.
shitting on the Sabres.
I was not a
guys.
fan of the Lindy hire at first, so I can't get. too
I
upset.
was a fan famously of the Lindy hire like a month into the season last year. Where it was like, so they're firing him at some point. Who's the next team to take a chance on him? We all fucking knew that this was ending. With
Dude,
Yeah,
this
you
is
did
a
know. You were on
reference
it
I
very
made to
quickly.
you, Pete. You and I were joking about this when you tweeted. You were like, the Sabres have the chance to do the funniest thing in the world. And it
was always
I was
happening.
texting Pete being like, if they do this, it will actually be stranger than fiction. And then they just did it.
Yep.
And
Yep.
here we are.
And the
So-
best part is that they did it at a time where like half the league had fired their coach. So the pool of available coaches was fucking massive.
Yes, great available coaches.
And
no,
immediately, like 3 days into not having a coach, the Sabres like, all right, we got our guy. It's a Lindy Ruff.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
truly stunning behavior.
Let me ask you this then: do you think there is an overcorrection on the New Jersey Devils? Like, are people overhyping the return to form for the Devils at this point?
So
Because like a lot of people are putting the Devils over the Rangers in
Yeah,
the
picking them
Metropolitan
one.
Division.
Yep. I got burned on this last year. Like, because the Devils had that great season, beat the Rangers, and I was like, in our predictions last year, I was like, Devils taking the Metro easy. They're firing. They finished fucking dead last. And I'm like, God damn it. I think it's an overcorrection to go over New York so confidently, right? To be like, oh, well, the Rangers are dead. The Devils are back. I'm like, well, the Devils weren't even back before, you know? I do think above average goaltending will make a huge difference. But you're relying big time on that young core taking last season as a wake-up call, being like, oh, we can't just waltz through the season and finish first. If that happens, if that maturity happens, like you just said about Toronto, then yeah, I think they're going to be really strong. But I do think it's a question mark a bit, right? Like you can't just be like, the Devils are the best team in the Met East.
Because it just hasn't happened.
Yeah.
But I mean, you were talking about like getting goaltending. Obviously, the goaltending's so much better, and like Jacob Markstrom is going to be better in New Jersey than he was in Calgary
Agreed.
because he's got now this defense is adding healthy Dougie Hamilton, we think,
Yep.
and Brett Pesci.
Yeah.
They're gonna
Sick.
they should be awesome, but they were just so everything went wrong last year.
yes,
that
that's so.
there's
That's my
there's
thing.
still a lot of projection built into loving the Devils.
Yeah, like I feel like I'm not gonna be surprised in hindsight, whatever happens with the Devils this year. Like if they
Yeah.
finish third, if they finish second, you're like, yeah, like of course we read in too much to their offseason moves and we overhyped them a little bit. And then if they finish first, I'll also be like, well, of course they're
Yeah.
fucking
Yeah, they're loaded.
They did everything
loaded,
right.
and they
Yeah.
addressed every issue that they needed to address
Yeah.
last offseason. Like they got the goaltender, they got the new coach, everybody's healthy, they got Dougie back. Like all of this makes sense. But I also would be able to see like, oh yeah, of course we read in too much to the offseason stuff and put them way too high after they finished 7th in the Metropolitan Division
Yeah.
last year.
I think the overhype is the confidence. People who are picking
Yeah.
them over the Rangers, I'm like, pump the brakes. But I do think like it's almost a certainty if they stay healthy, they're finishing second or third.
which is great. And
Yeah.
like the Devils Rangers rivalry 2 years ago was
sick.
fucking incredible.
So
and
sick.
I missed it last year. I need them both to be great at the same time.
And the Rangers,
I agree.
Rangers, I keep feeling like they're the most underrated team going into this season. They still have really good odds to win the cup, but I just feel like they haven't been part of the discussion. And maybe it's because their players aren't allowed to go on podcasts, so they can't promote themselves well or anything. But I'm like,
Yeah.
why aren't we talking about the President's Trophy winners who got better? I know like, Riley Smith isn't the biggest athlete.
I love the
that's what
signing.
want.
I love
You've
the
said that a
signing.
couple times now. Why do you think they
I
got
don't-
that?
I don't
Riley
think-
Smith.
No,
Because they didn't
love the
lose
signing.
anybody of consequence.
Yeah.
And they added a middle six winger who, granted, didn't have a good season last year in Pittsburgh, but Pittsburgh's kind of Pittsburgh.
vibes could be off. Like Jacob Trouba's still on that team.
Yeah,
Yeah,
dude,
that's
I
true.
don't think that and again, so here's the thing. We said this. That team, hey, Rangers PR, listen up. They need to either
Let their players go on podcasts.
let their players go on a podcast, you need to trade that guy or make a statement. Like the team, the players, they need to go, we're not fucking trading Jacob Trouba. He is our captain. Everyone shut the fuck up. You either need to do that or you need to do something about this, because you now have that insane lunatic fan base going into this season actively motherfucking him and his wife online every day. That's just not good vibes.
Well, it's all right because it's not like he's the captain of their team.
Yeah, thank
like,
God.
Yeah.
Thank God for that.
Yeah.
Like, Jesus. And I mean, you mentioned, like, say if you're trading him or not, they wanted his no trade list ready to go well ahead of free agency so they could move him, figure it out and everything.
Yep.
Obviously, he was like, no. Like, I'll give it to you when I have to give it to you. You want to talk, I mean, people talk about how much Jeremy Swayman is playing ball or like negotiating hard with the Bruins or whatever.
Yeah.
These guys don't have to do anything that they don't want to do. And he clearly is not trying to help them in any way, and he doesn't have to.
No.
So this is... Yeah, I guess that could outweigh the addition of Riley Smith. Also, year 2 of Matt Rempe, guys.
Yeah.
He could take the lead.
Jesus Christ,
I don't feel comfortable saying
started.
they got better. I think that a big reason why they're kind of going under the radar in terms of what people are talking about is that they're pretty much the same team.
Yeah.
Which is a very good team that is probably going to be one of the best in the Eastern Conference. But I just don't think that they're that exciting to talk about at this point in time.
Well, now you said don't get me started. How do you feel about Rempe Mania?
here we
Are you
go.
out on it?
I couldn't be less interested. I would rather watch Schindler's List in wet clothes than talk about Matt Rempe.
This
no.
is DJ like from like 6
Yeah,
months
I know.
ago. When Rempe first started happening, I was like, oh, you mean to tell me there's a tall American guy who fights? Don't fucking care. Talk about something else. Hockey's cooler than tall people who fight. And I don't know what it... Yeah, I mean, he was immediately... Like, everybody was immediately in, and I felt like a grumpy old asshole. And I don't know what it was. Just eventually, I was like, yeah, of course I'm in on Matt Rempe. He wears a fun number, too.
During the playoffs, me and Sean, there was one of the Rangers games in the playoffs. There was a sequence in the third period of a Rangers game in which Matt Rempe like tried to play the puck behind the goal line or something and ate shit into the boards, and it was the funniest thing I've ever seen in my life. And we hopped on the overtime stream, and Sean was like, yo, did you see that like play from Rempe 8 minutes ago in which he like just ate the boards? And I was like, yes, I laughed out loud in my house. It was it was incredible.
It's my laptop background.
Rempe's electric, whether it's good or bad, and his personality seems to be incredible, which going back to the Rangers and
He'd
they're
make a great podcast
would
guest.
make an incredible podcast.
He'd be awesome on a
guest.
pod.
It would
Something
be
to think about.
Yeah.
amazing if like everyone was sort of on board with that.
Yeah.
Oh,
Dude,
wow.
I think my take on Rempe is, and then I want you to jump in. Like, I love him. He's an awesome dude. The mania is what I don't give a shit about. I'm like, when I listen to these delusional Rangers fans talking about him like he's going to be this game changer that gets them over the hump, I'm like, do you know what he is? Like, people are posting those videos of him fighting with George Laraque, and they're like, look out for Rempe next year.
Year 2 loading.
And I'm like,
that's
oh
not what
yeah,
needs to change.
dude.
But
That's exactly
that part's funny to me.
I'm
It's
like, dude, oh yeah, I can't wait to watch Rempe play 2 minutes and 42 seconds of game time and get in a fight and then probably be a -2. Like, what the fuck are we talking
I
about?
love that he exists.
Yeah, he's
I
great.
love-
But I'm like, again, the mania part, like if we're just being like Matt Rempe, good 4th line player for the Rangers, I'd be like this, yeah, I love that.
Yeah,
but when people
the
being like,
mania part of it like makes it exciting.
I think it makes it
because-
funny.
Yes.
But I'm like, it's what I am disinterested in is Rangers fans legitimately bringing up Matt Rempe, being like, I think he's going to be the difference maker. And I'm like,
you're telling me
I think
there's...
we seize it. Like we seize the mania aspect
And
of
I
it
respect
and
that.
take it from
Respect
Rangers
that.
fans and like basically mock them.
okay,
Yeah.
I'm in on this.
Yeah.
I'm in on this. If we're in on Rempe mania because it's ridiculous, I'm in.
I mean, our old podcast, we would make clips of us talking about Taylor Swift. Clearly mocking young white people who talk about Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
And they would do well because young white people who love Taylor Swift would comment on it and be like, these guys are bang on.
They're
Yeah,
Swifties.
This is
They
like,
get it.
They
These
fucking
guys get it.
These guys, when like...
There was a lot of like he is so me comments, and we were like, yeah.
I should not be. I should not be me. I definitely don't want me to be you.
What were you going to say about him?
I was going to say that because I wasn't that high on him either. Only because the Rangers fans were like, we're undefeated with him in the lineup. And I'm like, well, you won the fucking President's Trophy. You won a ton of games. I'm not sure he's making the difference. So I was ready to say he's not a guy you want on your playoff roster. And I have never, game one of Rangers playoffs, I have never shot my load too early so badly. And that is a long and distinguished list of times that has happened, by the way. But I have never shot my load too early so badly when he took an immediate penalty in game one. And I was like, see, this is why you don't fucking have this guy in the playoffs. And then they kill the penalty and then he scores. And I was like, Homer Simpson, like going back into the fucking
And to be fair, like to side with deranged Rangers fans, they went into the playoffs, the officials being like, anytime Matt Rempe is on the ice, I am going to find any reason to call a penalty on him.
Yeah.
It was ridiculous.
It's crazy.
I was like, let that guy be on the ice. It's not going to help them for the most part.
Yeah, right.
I believe, I'm looking at the lineup now. I think it was game one of the Eastern Conference Final. Panthers win 3-0, and I'm watching SportsCenter, which I watch SportsCenter all the time.
Yeah, hell of a show.
And they do like the highlights of it or whatever. And Linda Cohn, as she's going to the next thing, just transitions with like, gotta wonder if they'll put Matt Rempe in the roster or in the lineup for game two. And this isn't a shot at Linda Cohn. This is a shot at Rempe Mania that I'm like, I've been fucking getting my hockey from Linda Cohn for my entire fucking life.
Yeah.
This is one of the smart hockey people.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
And the conversation during the Eastern Conference, that's the most recent, or I think my final freak out over Matt Rempe Mania, that I was like, oh my God, you got shut out in game one, and Rangers people and their like fans and media, the first thought is Matt Rempe.
Yeah.
From smart people.
Yeah,
it's fucking like he's just got a hold of it.
We
Like,
should
maybe
put
like the Taylor
Doug
Swift
Glatt
thing.
in the lineup. That's what they're saying. And I'm like, wow, this is a really interesting situation we've got on our hands.
I think he's a small piece of the recipe, but a powerful one.
Famously, he's a tall piece.
Yeah, he's a tall piece.
There
Yeah.
could be, though, like, as crazy as it is to think, there could be an element of, like, him being so distracting when he's on the ice to even the other team.
So,
where they're
Pete,
just like, well, this is,
Can I get that
I
guy's
know
autograph?
that he's there. You're like, it's throwing me off my game and I can't explain why.
I'll explain why. It's because in his first few games, he's like murdering people, not in a clean way. So like, yes, if Dwayne Robinson with a rope was on the ice, I would also be like, I'm going to watch out for that, I think. Like that was the distraction. They were like, there's a dude who is literally paralyzing people in an illegal fashion. I'm going to have my head on a swivel.
I love how recently you clearly watched
Yeah.
the Mighty Ducks movie.
Yes, correct.
Because you recently rewatched them, did podcasts about them, and they were, all it was you two and whoever your guest was for each episode being absolutely perplexed. And my favorite one of those three was the D3 one because of the title, which was, I believe it was D3: not making varsity after winning a gold medal is humiliating. Which is the premise of that movie.
Yeah,
They get to
literal-
Eden Hall,
yes.
and they're
JV
like
team.
the gold medal team is the JV team.
Yeah.
And you have to go up against these guys who are real assholes to you.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're total
Wild plot.
You called Charlie Conway the C word.
jocks. Yep. It
Yeah.
happens, dude. It happens.
It was a fascinating podcast.
Yes, there's a lot going on. I mean, let's be honest.
I want to say we've, but it's mainly been DJ has been wanted to call a certain player, and this not call the player the C word, but say
I
that
thought it was a
his-
friend of ours.
his
I wanted
aura.
to say is CE. I don't want to just do the one syllable.
Do you want me to do it for
CES.
you? We're taking the word back, man. It's a fun, funny word.
And it just depends. And I grew up. I'm also very like my like soft soy boy thing. I think is higher than other people's. I grew up with three sisters.
Yep.
And I just never.
Okay.
Not that my sisters were ever like, don't say anything bad against us because they were calling me worse things than anybody. But I don't know. I just think that I never did have a super huge sense of humor about certain ones of those words. But saying that someone is serving something in today's day and age, I think just really appeals to me.
It's
Very
wonderful.
okay,
And the
yes.
E on the end is fun. I spend so much time in England that I just like it's,
And
I'm
that's
like,
another
True.
thing. It's like, depending on where you are.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. If you're in
there's-
England.
Just say it with a little accent.
Yeah.
You'll be like,
Oh, I like that.
He's allowed to say it.
Yeah.
Which I'm trying to think, which player do you think I say?
Yeah, that's what I was about to
Quinn
ask.
Hughes.
Oh, yeah.
Quinn Hughes
That's,
is
Quinn Hughes definitely
very
serves
obvious.
that.
my guy.
Yes.
Yeah, he does.
Wait, does he serve that, or is he
I think
that
both.
E?
No,
I think he
it's-
exists in both.
I think he has a that E wall around him.
Yeah.
But once you open the door, he's the sweetest man in the world. Truly. But
And I
like,
mean,
yeah.
probably my favorite player in the NHL is Leon Draisaitl. I'd say that.
Oh, he's
I'd say that he
very-
both serves and is that.
Yeah,
E.
Yeah, for sure.
Depends on who's talking to him.
Right.
Yeah.
All right, so let's go down a list of every player in the NHL and decide whether or not we
Still,
want to apply
1 to 100, how
a terrible word
CE
to
are
them.
they?
We need the thing that you do. The,
Yeah,
the
we need the
slider.
slider.
We need the slider, the cunty slider.
Yeah.
God.
Cunty,
right.
not cunty.
I'm going to
Where
say
are
Bunty
you?
instead, but it'd be amazing if we made graphics that, you know how the NHL 25 is putting out like
Yeah.
the player ratings for whatever, like the like buntiness ratings are out.
Yes.
And it's like
Oh my
Leon
God.
Draisaitl.
Bunting is
150.
actually really high on
Oh,
it. Yeah.
we need it. We need it. We need it.
Yeah,
desperately.
Leon, Quinn, and then like we have other like media members on there
Yeah.
and stuff.
That
Kate is third.
Yeah.
They do have in the NHL video games. They have like the NHL Insider Twitter accounts that send out the worst updates of all time.
They do?
Yes, like they have generic insiders in there on the timeline.
I would-
having like NHL Insider in the list of cuntiness ratings
Yeah.
would be
So,
So like
That'd
you're
be
halfway
brilliant.
through, you're simulating your season. It does do the thing that like Madden used to do, where if you're simulating, it stops in the middle of simulation. It'll just be like, hey, just a heads up. I know you're skipping all this, but some real shit ended up actually happening.
Yeah.
What do you want to do? You got to fix your roster. You're simulating, and a month into the season, it stops, and it's like, Frank Saravalli tweeted your team should sign Tony DeAngelo, and everybody's mad. What do you want to do about it?
How would you like to respond?
Yeah. How do you respond?
There's three
We would be
tweets.
so good
Yeah.
if we were allowed to like make NHL franchise mode. They should just put a bunch of us in the room.
Yes.
And
It would
allow
just-
you to have like prompts. Yes, like
Yeah.
Frank Saravalli said you should sign Tony DeAngelo.
It's always
do you
Frank
want to
wants
do it?
your
Yeah.
team.
X, square, triangle, circle, all of your options. And it's
And
like,
then it's like a fan podcast who has been kind of accurate about some stuff in the past, says that this move is going to happen.
Yeah.
And it's like, do you want to wait a week to see if it happens or just simulate past
Yeah, or
it? Like,
just-
or do you trust this?
Yeah, that would be
Yeah.
cool.
Do you trust this podcast that says like Evander Kane is going to get surgery and
Yeah.
then a couple days later, Evander Kane ends up getting surgery?
look
So
at that. Probably shouldn't have signed. Probably shouldn't have traded for him.
This, you're doing a flyer season, something happens and it's like, something wrong happened to your team. Do we want to blame Kevin Hayes for it, even though he hasn't been on the team in years? Like,
Would you like to fire John Tortorella or stick with his guns, or what's the deal here?
John Tortorella is yelling at the person who's talking shit about Kevin Hayes. What do you want to do about it? And you're like,
Do you want to back your coach?
I always have liked Kevin Hayes. I also like John Tortorella. Let's back the coach on this.
Yeah.
And then you know what? Let's trade for Kevin Hayes.
I think, guys, it would be the best-selling NHL to
Yes.
date. No question about it.
Then you have like the Mitchkov effect, and it's like, hey, there's this player that nobody knows anything about, but is apparently really good.
Yeah.
Do you want to take him?
He just tried another Michigan.
Yeah, I know.
Oh my! We talked about it in our Metro preview. Mitchkov doing a Michigan or attempting a Michigan in his like first or second practice with Torts is fucking amazing. You want to talk about establishing dominance?
Aura, dude.
Yes.
Right out of the gates,
Getting
But-
to the prison
Guys.
yard and saying, "All right, who do I need to go after?"
Yes.
here?
Yeah.
Yes.
What is the thing that I
I'm
can do
telling
that
you,
can
though,
piss off the coach the most?
They're breaking him down. The old angry man Torts is breaking down because all the coaches looked at him and Torts laughed
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
that moment. So like I think Torts he's softening up a little bit in his old age.
Torts' thing always has been that he is, even if he doesn't want people to know it, that he's like a good person.
He's an awesome guy.
And that he has an incredible heart.
Yeah.
And I think that over the years, or maybe just with the league adapting, he's like, fuck, are people seeing? God damn it. Yeah, fuck, I have a heart.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like don't be mean to my players.
Yeah.
Fuck,
Dude,
I care about
I
those guys.
said-
God damn it.
It's like there are people that will go to an animal shelter and like pet all the puppies and take care of them and like want the cameras there to be like, look, I'm such a good person. Torts does that and gets mad when the cameras are there. He's like, no, fucking turn those off. I don't need people thinking that
Torts-
I'm a sweetheart.
Torts owns the animal.
He,
shelter.
he works there after hours.
Yeah.
When it's closed. I said in our Metro preview that I was like, Torts needs to have a hand injury at all times. Like, I think he's a better coach when his hand is fucking wrapped up in something. Because I'm like, what, he just punched a wall or some shit back there?
I
think that
love
really works for
that
him.
he had that brace
Yeah.
for like the entire season. Everybody's like, what happened?
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly.
The
Your
mystery of,
imagination
like-
runs
Because you know
wild.
everyone was like he fucking punched.
He punched something.
Punched
punched something.
There's no way he got that injury from anything other.
It's not
than
carpal tunnel, dude.
punching.
Yeah.
Which, like, if I came in, if any of us came in with something on our hands, you're not thinking, what did you punch?
Right.
Oh, in my case, they'd be like, did you try to punch?
Yeah.
He probably doesn't know how to punch.
No,
and he just,
yeah.
Even like shadow boxing probably just found a way to break
Yeah.
his hand. The air was too strong. We've mentioned Michkov. The rookie class this year is amazing. And I know that you love young players. This has got to be like a year-long Super Bowl for you guys.
Dude, it's sick too when you look at the Rookie of the Year odds. Because it's not like last year Bedard was like
Obvious.
a meteor would have to hit Earth for him to not win.
Or for like a month, people have to convince themselves that Brock Faber is better than Connor Bedard.
Right.
That was the worst month of the
scene.
season.
Oh, no!
No, I'm joking. I'm joking.
Okay.
Oh, Sean
That
would
was the
kill
worst
you.
month of the season.
Yeah.
It absolutely was. People were like,
Yeah.
wait, he could do it. And I was just like,
But you know what was a
Sean
bummer
was
about that?
extremely
Bedard's gonna
annoyed
come
every day.
back.
He'd be like, Connor Bedard's still out. Brock Faber played 4 more games last week. Didn't catch him, but
Yeah.
interesting.
But what bummed me out about that month is it made people start to hate on Brock Faber, and I was
Yes.
like, Brock Faber's amazing,
Not his
and he's
fault.
playing
Yes.
defense, and he's still doing. Everyone, shut the fuck up. So,
But
it was
I mean, you mentioned that there's not like one obvious guy and then a million bozos. Even so, there's so many amazing candidates that Rutger McGroarty, who's probably going to be playing on a line with either Sidney Crosby or Geno Malkin,
he's almost certainly.
has
It's an afterthought, dude.
plus 2,400 odds, is behind like 33 other people. Not 33 other people, but like probably like 10th or 11th.
Yeah.
Because even like Maverick Bourque and all these, like multiple Dallas Stars are ahead of him for good reason, because young Dallas Stars players are always awesome. But
Yeah.
you got Michkov, you got Celebrini, you got Will Smith, you got like so many, Lane Hudson.
Cutter.
Who we were saying in our Atlantic thing, I'm not assuming that Lane Hudson is going to play 82 games. Maybe that's stupid because he's making a very good impression so far in camp, but there are just so many players, rookies, who will be insane. And then you add to that a kind of fake rookie in Stankoven.
I was about to say, yeah.
Who, like, Stankoven should win Calder. That would be, if I'm betting, I would bet on
It's
Stankoven.
honestly, like, I think it's if you're putting money on it, it's him or Michkov, because like realistically they're both just pros already, and I'm like, it's one of these situations where I'm like, these guys are rookies. Certainly Stankoven, you're like, what? He is a rookie still, so it feels like he's almost got to be the odds-on
If the
favorite.
Philadelphia Flyers score a power play goal this season, then Michkov has to be the Calder.
Yeah,
Their power
right.
play was so treacherous last year.
Oh my
that
God.
If their power play looks kind of cool and interesting, and like they move the puck
Yeah.
around,
Give it to
Michkov
him.
is
Give it to him.
heart.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
because he will have brought that group so unbelievably far.
There is a world. Well, I mean, I think he is the favorite right now, right? Michkov is the
Michkov?
favorite.
Yeah.
There is a world where I don't think he's going to get 100 points, but he might Ovechkin light himself. And because he's just, let's be honest, he's probably the most skilled player on that roster right now.
Yeah, I would think so.
So
yeah.
he's just going to be first line, and he might have a 80-point season, and we're all like, Jesus fucking Christ. Whereas like Stankoven's got, he's going to be playing third, second line. He's behind a bunch of significant studs. Michkov might just be like, I'm the best player on this team, by the way, and off to the races.
Dude,
we
it's
are.
crazy. I posted something the other day about Rookie of the Year point finishes for forwards, because D, it's like 50. Like they get McCarr at 50, like all these guys. And I think Barzy had 85, crazy year. There's like a few 80s, maybe a 70, but it's usually like these guys are in the 60-point range that win Rookie of the Year. But if you go to 06, Ovechkin won with 106 points as a rookie, and Crosby had 102 and lost rookie. Like, imagine a rookie this year scoring over 100 points and not getting it.
And Dustin Wolf has had 2 awesome years in the
Yes,
AHL.
he sure has.
And he's going to be playing.
Yeah.
Askarov, too.
Yes, Askarov. Like, there are so many, I keep saying like really good candidates, but I don't remember a year in which there are the obvious, well, this guy was drafted first overall, so maybe Celebrini will come in and do this. But maybe Celebrini's not the best rookie on his own team.
Crazy,
Because
right?
they have...
There's a spread of a lot of interesting young guys. Like
yeah.
last year, you had obviously there was a good mix, but like Bedard was the class.
Yeah.
This year, it's like, all right, there's almost one guy on every team that you're like, okay, I need to see what he is and what he's going to
And
bring.
there's even another mystery Russian player that we're not talking about
Yes.
on the island in Maxim Tisplikov.
Oh yeah.
Maybe and he could be playing top 6 with an awesome productive center.
Oh, yeah.
There are so many players as rookies that could, I'll say, like put up like 55 plus points.
Yeah, yeah.
Agree, especially because some of them are in a Bedard-like situation last year where it was like, we're not going to be very good, just go do whatever you want. You know, so there's guys that have that leash, which will be sick because it's going to lead to some pretty explosive seasons.
I also don't know if this is like a me thing getting closer to college hockey, but the fact that the college ranks seem to be picking up a little bit, and like if you pay attention, you have a good idea of who these guys are before they get to the league is exciting. Like
Awesome.
Totally.
having a nice base level of like, okay, Will Smith was awesome at BC. This is going to be fun to watch to see what he is in San Jose. Like Ryan Leonard, I know he's probably not coming this year, but like I'm fucking amped for when Ryan Leonard
Same.
shows up to
Oh,
Washington.
dude, if they're making playoffs, he's
Yeah.
I mean, he's definitely
Probably
Bill
Maybe
Burns
yeah.
here,
second
have him-
BC ends. Yep.
That would absolutely rock.
Yeah.
Fuck.
So what do you think about the Capitals? Because the Capitals have been a very interesting team to keep tabs on this summer.
Yeah, I think
They're so weird.
they're so weird. I think Chikrin's going to have a big year. I believe I'm a Jacob Chikrin truther. I believe in him for sure. But the
Do you
way-
believe in his dietary restrictions?
after seeing his workout videos,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Jesus
It's like,
Christ,
fucking
this guy
hell.
looks like the second coming of Thor right now. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, but he's like eating raw fucking
I know.
liver and
He's
shit.
Liver King.
He's
liver king.
he is
He's the NHL's
he's
liver
the
king.
real liver
Yeah.
king. It's
So part of
unbelievable.
the Chikrin thing though is Jensen out, Chikrin in.
Yeah.
So they're losing probably their top penalty killer. So like that's a significant swap of defensemen.
Yeah. So here's the deal. I have been blown away with Caps fans' behavior this summer. They're like, we are fucking back, baby. We're winning the match. And I'm like,
That's us. We're going on Reddit and being like, hey, you guys
Yeah.
notice that like, I don't know, PLD seems awesome, and then just letting them go.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
then we say like, Caps Reddit is really excited about them this year.
people, and
huh?
people are like Logan Thompson and Charlie Lindgren are the best fucking tandem in the NHL. And I'm like,
be.
what the hell is going on?
To be fair, they started that last season.
Yeah,
in the second
true.
half of last year. And like I was like, the Caps are not that good. They're getting carried by Charlie Lindgren in special teams. And Caps fans were like, you fucking moron. We are so bad.
Yeah.
Dude, it's crazy. Like
I like the weird behavior.
Yeah.
I don't think they're making playoffs. End of story.
I
close
was
is
actually enjoying the
I think
the
it is
chaos.
close. I think they're a bubble team, but I don't think they're making it.
I was enjoying the chaos, and then when we were doing our predictions and I was kind of breaking it down, I all of a sudden completely flipped, and I was like, actually, I don't believe in this because I just think they're older. I could have felt this way last year, but it feels like they're a little banged up, and it could devolve into like, we're not that good. Let's just get Ovi his record and whatever.
Which is my nightmare.
I know.
My nightmare is the Capitals turn into an Ovechkin record watch thing because nothing makes my blood boil, and ESPN doesn't do it as much, but nothing would make my blood boil more than when NBC would have a Capitals game coming up and they would make the whole promo in like a week-long thing.
The graphics up the whole time.
This is
Yeah.
how many career goals Alex Ovechkin has. And I said in our Metro preview, it is so fun when Connor McDavid hits a milestone because it's an exciting team and it's all part
Yeah.
of like, look what he's bringing this team to do. When you are only talking about Alexander Ovechkin is scoring goals, it makes him seem like a charity case and it just makes the whole vibe feel bad. And then I don't want to watch the fucking game. The difference between the Capitals' best case scenario and their worst case scenario is probably wider than any other teams in the league.
DJ, you whore.
Why?
Awful take.
Awful
No,
take?
no.
Dude, this is the coolest thing in the like. I hear you on the charity case thing, but this will be the coolest thing we've ever seen if he breaks this record.
No, Matt Rempe fighting would be the coolest thing.
Sorry,
Okay.
second place.
Yeah.
I know what you mean, but guys,
No.
we all thought that this was a
Unbreakable
literally
record.
impossible record. So to see it, they could promo it right now and I wouldn't care because I want to see it.
So I definitely want to see it, but we talked about February 22nd, they play the Penguins.
Yeah.
We want
God.
to be like a race for first place. They're fighting for playoff position. Or no, they're really good. The Penguins are really bad. He does it against the Penguins, against Sid. Sid demands his trade.
Yeah.
And it goes to the Capitals.
Washington.
Like,
Yeah,
that's how I want it to happen.
Yeah.
That's what we're looking for to happen.
So
we
here's-
want it to matter.
Here's my question.
Okay, I hear you.
What do you think is more likely? Sid ending up on the Washington Capitals to play with
Specifically,
Ovi, or Ovi ending up on the Pittsburgh Penguins to play with Sid?
Because one's happening.
Sid ending up on the Capitals. Guys, it's not even, I'm sorry, like they are both in that, they're both in that like 7th to 5th place in the Metro space, but the Capitals are better.
It's such a ridiculous question.
Capitals
It's
are
never
better.
going to happen, but I
think
love the
what?
fucking discussion.
He thinks Capitals are
I think
better. I
Capitals
love
are
the
better.
discussion. But in the few
I want them
years
both to get traded
to somewhere else.
Colorado.
To like a neutral
Oh, so
team?
we'll
Yeah.
get to that in a second, but
Yeah.
finish your point.
If
Steve.
Well, I
we
was just
watch
thinking-
the two of them, we said this on our pod
Yeah.
last year. If we watch the two of them get dealt at the deadline to a team and win a cup in their old age together, and watch Sidney Crosby pass the cup to Alexander Ovechkin, talk about a big nut bust.
So this
I'm gonna
is
say-
good.
As
They're,
like
they're,
our
they're also
age
trading
guys?
Sidney Crosby.
Yeah.
We're not
Yeah.
that. We're
Yeah.
not
I'll say
assholes.
Utah. Send him to Utah.
Oh,
Sidney
So
Crosby,
finally bring them a
Sidney
cup?
Crosby and Alex Ovechkin ending up in
it's
Utah.
Pete, Alex Ovechkin in Utah, the city would burn down.
That is true. Like he's not allowed to go to Utah.
And they'd be like, whoa, we're progressive here, but I don't know if we can handle this guy.
They
that
don't-
would be unbelievable.
They don't have the kind of stuff that Ovechkin's looking for.
Yeah.
Yeah,
True.
so all the drinks are like half shots.
Yeah.
You know, he's like,
So
that's not going to fly.
He's like, he shows up and he's like, when you said you had a lot of snow here, I thought you meant something else,
Yeah.
dude. What? I'm sorry.
Here
sorry.
was-
Yeah.
Joke.
Here was my conspiracy theory on Sidney Crosby. He signs his 2-year,
Yep.
$8.7 million AAV extension, and part of that is, dude, why do you hate the NHLPA so much? Please
Yeah.
get paid the 11 plus that you deserve at one point in your life for me. But my conspiracy theory is part of him taking less is to have all his ducks in a row in case at some point a Ray Bourque situation arises, hard cap, an $8.7 million cap hit,
Very movable.
cut in half, is a lot more digestible and movable.
You are
than,
literally, this might as well be a tape of what I said on our last episode.
Fuck me! we were gonna cut this as a reel.
We
of
literally
like-
not out
posted,
yet.
we literally posted
your
a clip
last
of it
episode.
today.
Fuck you! Did you?
Yes.
Suck my dick! God damn it! Oh fuck! So here's my cool take, guys.
No,
Are
but-
you sitting down?
Obviously, couldn't agree more.
Yeah.
Yes.
Couldn't agree more. I think it is it helps the team. It also helps him.
I even think he left the door open at 2 years
Yeah.
to leave. Like, you know, he could be like, yeah, or he probably wouldn't want to fuck them over. So maybe at the end of this year, it'd be like, hey, trade me with a year left to get something. But if that had come out, Crosby extends 4 years, 8x7, and you're like, okay, that's the career there. But the 2 at 8x7, I was like, this completely. Penguins fans were like, he's back, and I was like, no, he's gone. This means he's gone. He's not finishing
Sean,
here.
what can we add to our clip to make it better than the clip that they'll already have out saying the exact same thing? We should
don't
say
know.
like
Sit on the Capitals.
we should just
I like that.
we should just be like I'm trying to like think of like a political cause or something. That like we'll make like you guys seem be like, oh, and by the way, hockey is for everyone.
Yeah.
And they'd be like, the other guy didn't say
They
that.
didn't say that.
The
They
other
did not
guy
say that.
didn't. That was not part of the other guy's
That's
take.
more inclusive.
Yeah.
I like
The
that.
other, this was a way better take than that other guy's.
Yeah.
He seemed pretty problematic.
No, it's true. I think that 2 years thing too is like if the Pens eat 50%, they still have the leverage of going, and you have him for 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
Like they get multiple first round picks back. They
And
get,
if he gets hurt, then that's his protection. Lord knows they
Yep.
owe him way more than he's fucking gotten.
Yep.
I don't think that he was basically like, all right, how do I make the I get traded contract? Because as Pete pointed out, the contract is just the same fucking contract he
Yeah.
always takes. But I bet it had to have been something that was considered because
Absolutely,
100%
dude.
There was nothing convenient, nothing simple about that. Like there's a lot of things considered in that contract. No question.
yeah, what would it look like if, and again, we've decided it's going to be on Utah, but what would that day be like?
Oh,
If
dude.
Sidney Crosby doesn't play for the Penguins day.
I think it is truly, like, no hyperbole at all. I think it would be Colorado. And I think
Just because of Nate.
That was
Yep.
also the fucking example I gave.
I also
me.
Well, I
think,
mean, I think that's the
Yeah, I
go-to
think that's what
example
people
for
think you would go.
I think
Yeah.
it would be Colorado because I don't think Sidney Crosby is getting traded to, like, a lot of people have said Montreal, like, go home. They're too far away. What's the point of going there to miss the playoffs again? If Crosby's getting traded, it's because he wants to win another cup. So I think it's going to be Colorado, or it would be Colorado. And honestly, if it were to happen this year, because they're missing the playoffs again, I actually think this year, as opposed to last season, Pittsburgh fans would be like, yes, go. Like last year when we posted
People
the clip
lost
last year,
their
but
shit,
people
dude.
wanted to murder
Yeah.
us.
Yeah.
So-
And they're like, Crosby's too classy for that. And we're like, it has nothing to do with class. You guys have missed the playoffs the last 2 years. If they are about to miss the playoffs for the third year in a row, I think genuinely Pittsburgh fans would be like, go get it, dude.
And
Like,
they're not positioned to like come out of it.
Agreed.
not at all.
Completely, dude.
At all, dude. And
That's
if you
the
trade
thing.
Crosby, like I said, you're getting at least one first-round pick. You're getting a prospect. You're probably getting a player. Like, it's, to me, I think it would be a very harmonious, similar to the Ray Bourque trade, where, like, both, obviously, Colorado's thrilled, and I think Pittsburgh fans would be like, listen, we've missed playoffs 3 years in a row. This guy's fucking 38 years old. Go get your cup, dude.
Dude, we
Like,
said that they could. This I don't think it's going to happen, but they could if if the Penguins are in 7th at the deadline. You could move Crosby to Colorado. The Habs have always wanted Tanger. Like you could trade Tang to Montreal, Sid to Colorado, and the Panthers love Gino. You could offload all of them, give them all places they want to go, and then get so much back.
It would be the
And
greatest rebuild ever.
It was awesome, guys. Thank you so much. You guys
Would
all
they
chased
And
them.
then
not
Carlson
cap
just
compliant?
dies in
They would have
Pittsburgh.
to. I think they would
Yeah.
have to retain on all of them just
I
to
think
be
so.
cap compliant.
I think
Yeah.
so. Yep.
Because they'd be.
I can't imagine it happening, period, but
Yeah.
I can't imagine it happening mid-season either.
Right. Yeah. it'd be too
all
much.
of them or
I
any
think it'd
of
be
them?
like a
Sid.
Kurt Schilling type thing.
Sid.
Oh, I think
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
definitely going to be that.
Mid-season?
Yeah. Or no. Deadline. Sorry.
Yeah,
Not-
no, yeah. I
but
think
that's
it's gonna
what
be
he
like a
means,
Ray
though.
Bourque
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
Yeah, I think it's definitely going to be that.
Ray was summer, right?
No,
was-
Ray,
no,
Ray was-
that was
Ray was
deadline?
deadline, and then
They lost,
and then he
they
came
won
back,
the next
and then
year.
he won
That
the
was
cup.
deadline.
Which is almost like
but-
the 2 years thing with Sid. It's like he's going to trade it at the deadline. They're going to lose this year, but then they're going to
There's
retool with
so
him
many-
next year, and then
maybe
they win,
part
and
of
he
it-
retires.
parallels.
Yeah.
Maybe part of it is that like I don't see them being far enough out
Same.
at a deadline to be like,
Yeah.
okay, we're punting on the season and punting on
All
the
those old
Crosby
bitches
era.
are too good.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
even if, and again, watch out for Rutger McGroarty. Plus 2,400, boys. Get your money on that. What do you think would be the most fun team for Sidney Crosby to go to? Like holy shit, even if it's not
Nashville.
Nashville was
Nashville,
mine.
dude,
Nashville was
that'd be
fucking mine,
fucking
dude.
crazy.
And then I was gonna say maybe I guess Winnipeg to make that really interesting, but I don't think Winnipeg's having. Nashville would be.
Nashville would be sick.
Yep.
Oh my God.
You know what's funny? Now I'm just gonna peek behind the curtain. I'll tell Pete. I'll be like, yo, Dan and I were texting about like this thing the other day. It was so funny, and
We
he's
scripted
like,
all this.
it's like telling my husband about like my work husband, even
Yeah.
though Pete's also my work
Yeah, yeah.
husband. But
Yeah,
he'll
I
be
do,
like,
actually.
just fucking marry each other. Like
Yeah.
you sent me one time. I was in a movie. I got a text, and you sent me a picture of a funny T-shirt, and I was like,
Oh yeah.
the next day I was like, look at Dan sent me. Isn't this a funny T-shirt?
Oh.
I
T-shirt
have
was
two
great.
answers here, and they're close to home for both of us.
Yep.
Bruins and Sabres would be fucking
Sabres.
I've been pointing at
incredible.
myself this entire
Yeah.
conversation.
Jump in, dude.
I mean,
Sabres would be sick.
That would be
Sid
awesome.
fucking being the guy
Who brings them back.
forever for like. I feel like him going to Buffalo and winning a cup in Buffalo would piss off Pittsburgh fans so much
Just
because
3 hours.
Buffalo would be like, that's our guy.
3 hours
He-
up to 90.
He is our icon. He'd have statues in fucking Buffalo,
Yeah.
and they'd be like, no, that's our guy.
And you talked about
they'd
how
be
they're
fighting
a little
with each other
childish.
forever.
Fucking Benson, Crosby, Peterka would be the most electric fucking line of my life.
So funny.
Yeah. Wow.
And he would kind of grow those guys up a little bit.
A
It
team
is-
with Tage Thompson as your 2C.
Yeah.
That's the thing, right? Like
pretty
Dylan Cousins, like is getting scratched. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
like they're
Similar
just too loaded.
to similar to Nate, like, you know, obviously we all love this, but like watching him play with Brad would be fucking
Yeah.
awesome.
That would fucking rock for Marchand.
Like that,
would be
they
a
would
fucking
be,
dream.
They
for
train
him.
together every single summer with Nate. Like that would be a electric thing.
Not
to
to
see.
fucking show plan on the show against a Daniel Plainview voice, competitor. But I was thinking, like, we should have Marchand on again.
Yeah.
Like, will you do like Bruin stuff from time to time? Like, we should have Marchand on as fucking often as possible.
He's
the
amazing.
fucking greatest.
He's awesome, dude. Yeah.
Best fuck. He did our first episode.
I know. I
We
really
know.
Like,
He's a walking soundbite too.
what
He's
a
got great
fucking
takes.
legend to play ball
Yeah.
with a couple of goofballs.
Yeah.
He rules.
We haven't like talked much about the Western Conference beyond just like the
other than
occasional
Sid
mention.
to Winnipeg.
Yeah, which is huge. That's any minute now.
Are you in the camp of Edmonton and everybody else?
I don't think it's quite that much.
not
We're
at
high
all.
on Dallas, really high on Dallas. I think people are, we're saying people are overhyping the Devils. I think people are making too much of a meal of Pavelski retiring. People are like, well, Pavelski's gone. Dallas is going to struggle so badly. And I'm like, that's a loss, guys. But I think you want to talk about real, already proven young players. Dallas has it in spades.
And they got to Game 6 of the Western Conference Final, respectfully, without Joe Pavelski.
Yes.
He was like, I hate to say it,
he was
like,
falling
detrimental to
Yeah.
them at that point, which I've never seen a player run out of gas in real time.
Yeah.
I was
The
gonna
way
say
that he
the
did, which
fallout
was
so
such
steep.
Yeah.
It was such a fucking bummer.
Yeah.
But I don't really good teams. It's just fucking weird, but it happens. Really good teams can lose one really good player and kind of be what they were the year before.
Yeah.
It's
Dude, the
wild.
Bees, bro. The Bees like broke
Bruins
all
do
those
it every
records, and I was
year.
like, "Oh,
Totally.
this is trouble this year." And then
We
we're
talked
fine.
about the Capitals when they went for it, got Shattenkirk. Shattenkirk walked, fucking won the cup next year.
Yeah.
Like, you can, if you're really good and nobody has fucking structure, and talking about the Panthers just being a fucking great organization. The Dallas Stars, we overuse this with them, but they're just the most adult team in the NHL.
Oh my God.
I trust them to get through
crazy.
anything, which was what I was pulling very, very hard for the Oilers. I could not believe how relatively easily the Oilers got out of that series. I thought that was going to be
completely agree.
way more of a tractor pull than it was.
Completely agree.
And credit to Stu, but I thought that was going to be
Dallas
border,
seemed,
like damn near impossible.
Dallas seemed way more complete.
Dude,
than
they had
Edmonton
no
did.
business
Way
losing
more
that
complete,
series.
yeah.
Like I cannot. I was part of the reason I got mad at the Oilers this year was their path was easier. Period. Like the Central teams were so nasty and they had to play each other all up front. And Dallas got Vegas in the first round. Like the path on that side was a nightmare. The Oilers were going to waltz through to the Western Finals. And I was like, oh, Dallas is going to smack them because they are more complete. It didn't look like they were complete. They are more complete. And then Stu played great. Credit to him. And the special teams on both sides, the Oilers penalty kill went fucking nuclear. I don't think Dallas scored a power play goal, if I remember
I
correctly.
don't think they did either. We have
But
Steve
neither
Peters.
did Edmonton until game 5 or 6.
Yeah,
they didn't
you're-
get on
good
the
point.
board
Yep.
power play either.
Good
But
point.
then when they started scoring on the power play, I was like, all right, this
This
series
is
is
over.
over.
Yep.
Yeah.
We had Steve Peters, who was the Coyotes video coach, and he does stuff with us. He does ALLCITY stuff. He does video stuff for ESPN. He is just, literally an NHL video coach. So he sees things that we don't see, and he breaks shit down or whatever. And during the playoffs, we'll have him on and just be like, what is going on in this series? And he will give you the most digestible, understandable
Yeah.
breakdown of whatever. And his thing with the Stars was they're the only team so far that is not scared of Connor McDavid, and they probably should be. Like,
Yeah.
they're playing him like he is the other team's best
seed,
player.
yeah.
And that is not how, like, you just can't play him that way. You have to play him
Differently.
like he was saying the Coyotes would, and not that for a little while the Coyotes were a class of the league or anything, but like their thing with him was you're defending him when you have the puck.
Yeah.
Like you are, and the Stars just were, they trusted their system to like, whatever, just don't make mistakes. And McDavid is just too fucking slippery.
Yeah,
He's
yeah,
just
yeah.
going to fucking pop up. Game 1, double overtime
Yeah.
goal. He was like, that's just young guys who don't really understand that they're playing against Connor McDavid.
yeah.
Great players, but fuck. Yeah, I thought that series was going to be way harder than it was. And I worried when the Oilers didn't win the cup. I was like, you very easily, with all the moves they've made, and I fucking love their top 6 and I love their whole roster, I don't think that that we should assume they're getting back there and that Dallas isn't going to punch them in the mouth this time.
I think a lot of it, though, is that there is this trend of teams that almost get to the cup, almost win the cup, and then like the next year or the next 2 years, they win.
Yeah,
and I
it was
think that
getting
a
that
lot
close.
of people are looking at Edmonton as
Agreed.
being, okay, they had their failure. Now is when they're going to win their cup.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah.
I also don't overlook a team like Colorado. Like
Dude.
Colorado's going to get Landeskog back, and I think that's going to mean something for them.
If Nichushkin comes back too.
Nichushkin, and then they've got Casey Middlestat. Like they are going to be strong down the
Dude,
middle.
the whole Central, because I know I think you guys are too. I'm so high on Nashville. I'm like, dude, there's 4 teams in the Central. I think Edmonton's going to be great, but it's definitely for me, not Edmonton, everybody else. Because I'm like, I'm not even sure you're better than
Also,
the Central teams.
Guys, look at their own division.
And fucking Vancouver, dude. Everyone's sleeping on Vancouver's getting the Rangers treatment in the West.
Yes, they are.
But I think
Vancouver also has goaltending concerns now with Demko and
That is the
Shilovs.
one thing. If Demko is actually as tragically banged up as it seems,
Yeah.
then they are capital F fucked.
Yeah, they don't even know
But
how
if
fucked they are.
Demko's back, even with Shilovs, like if Shilovs is in and out, I'm like they're fine. But if Demko is not fine, we're in trouble.
they also did the thing that, and maybe this is old school thinking, I just like a team that's questions offensively are on the wing rather than being down the middle.
Yeah.
And Vancouver has transitioned more to having good wings, and
Yeah.
center's more of a question mark. I liked them a lot better last year.
Yeah.
And I like Boston
lost a lot
in
last
the
year,
East more because they lost a lot on the wing. They lost DeBrusk and they lost Heinen, who also is in Vancouver, and I think is going to be an underrated loss for Boston. But their center position makes more sense to me. So I can just always wrap my head around a team that is good down the middle. Vancouver isn't really that for me. But it's funny that when you said look in their own division, we still haven't said Vegas's name.
Yeah, yeah.
And like, are we just all, I'm kind of, I don't want to say forgetting about Vegas, but like, I'm a little bit leaving them for dead-ish.
We did the same. No pun intended. I think for the first time, actually, there's a chink in the armor of Vegas. I think they are too thin. Where if they do run into legitimate injury concern this year, like we always
I
forget,
said.
dude. They were a wild card team last year. People forget that.
Yeah.
If they actually run into more of the same injury concerns this year, I don't think they make the playoffs. Truly.
Marchessault is going to be a huge loss.
Catastrophic.
Super tough one.
Catastrophic
As a player
loss.
and as a person in
Yeah.
that room. Like, that guy was such a big part of that room, it seems.
Funny
Yes.
they both ended up in the same place, but it's a bit of a Stamkos situation. Like he even had a comment I saw recently where he said, like, "Are you really going to let me walk?" or whatever it
Yeah.
was, you know? And I'm like, that's crazy.
I
It looks-
kind of
yeah.
love that both those guys ended up in the same
Yeah. Me
spot
too.
under the same circumstances
Yeah.
where they probably met and they were like,
That
we are
was-
going on a burn
Dude,
those
by
motherfuckers
By the way, Pete,
down tour.
that was a Kevin Garnett finding out Ray Allen was going to Boston situation. Marchessault was
yeah.
going elsewhere, and then Stamkos went to the Preds, and he went, oh,
Not nearly as much as he did. I would have loved for Marchessault to go to Buffalo.
yeah.
was
I
begging
would like
for it.
everyone to go to Buffalo.
Same.
I
I
want
literally
Patty Kane to go to Buffalo.
Every single player that gets brought up is finding a new team. Like
Buffalo.
Sabres have cap
Buffalo.
space.
Yeah.
yeah.
What did the Bruins trade Jeremy Swayman's rights to Buffalo for?
Well, that's the one thing where I'm
UPL?
like, we have a goalie on a great contract already,
Yeah.
so
They're
we don't,
set
I don't
goalies.
need that.
They are
If they
very
want to, if
set
they
at
want to
goalie.
put Swayman back in a really good tandem,
No, I'm saying for UPL.
oh, then no.
Yeah.
No,
Really?
absolutely not. Just because UPL is on such a good contract, and if
Yeah.
he plays the way he did in the second half of the season, he's one of the best goalies in hockey.
They could trade
I
Devin
like
Levi.
that.
That'd be sick.
Oh
actually.
man, that has Sabres getting burnt by that in
Yes.
a few years.
Yeah,
all
sure
the
does.
time.
That's so true.
They traded Devin Levi to have like the pretty good to maybe like really good
Yeah.
goalie on the good contract.
Yeah.
And then Levi's a fucking like
Nasty.
Lundqvist.
Yeah.
I mean, if the Sabres, if the Sabres reach the playoffs and have a run because they have the best goalie tandem in hockey, then ultimately I can only be so upset about it, even if Devin Levi ends up being great. But that has the potential to be really bad.
Yeah. With Vegas, I will say a full year of Hannafin and Hurdle, I'm very excited to see. Because Hannafin, by the way, Hannafin for me was that guy. Don Sweeney fucking destroyed the Boston Bruins in the 2015 draft, desperately trying to get Hannafin. Then I feel like Hannafin was always with both Carolina and Calgary, he's not quite what people thought.
Right.
But then very quietly the last 2 years, he is exactly what
Yeah.
people thought and has been fantastic. And he's with his buddy Jack now. He's on this exciting team. And I think there is a world where both of those guys, Hurdle and Hannafin, have monster years. And we're like, can't believe we doubted Vegas
Yeah.
again. Like,
Well,
what the fuck are
I
we
don't even
doing?
know- I don't even know if it's a doubting Vegas thing. I think it's just a product of people don't get excited about Vegas before the season starts. People get excited about Vegas during the season
Yeah.
because they're like the only team in the league that builds their roster in season.
Yeah.
So
Everybody
true.
else
So
builds
true.
in the offseason
Yep.
through free agency, through trades in the offseason. Vegas does all of their work between games 1 and 82.
Yeah, they operate in the shit better than anyone else.
Yeah.
Like when people are scrambling, they know exactly what to do. It's crazy.
Fucking love it. And like talk about PLD, that they were able to move PLD, the Kings, without having to give up an absolute ton. Part of my brain was like, PLD is going to end up somehow on the Knights, and the Kings are going to retain half. Like this is the type of thing that the Knights make all those moves where you're like,
Yeah.
how did you end up getting that guy? Even if it's like a hurdle situation where you're like, I don't know, how's this contract gonna hold up or whatever? It just always fucking works
for
out.
them, dude.
You know about
And
the
it's
no
like-
move element with PLs too, right?
Yeah.
Like
They
that was crafty, dude. Like to
Yeah.
be able to pull that off before his birthday, before the no move kicked in.
Clock was ticking.
Yeah. Impressive.
Wild shit. Well, we clearly could talk with you guys all day, as we have literally been doing. But we want to wrap up with you with one of our favorite things that you do. You famously have a better social media presence than we do. You post the videos of you doing blind rankings all the time. We play along when we watch them. And basically what the blind rankings is, if you don't follow these guys, is a producer or somebody will give them a category. There will be, let's say, 5 spots, and they'll give them one by one, and you have to guess where they are, and then you hope that it ends up being a good representative
without
ranking.
knowing who's coming next.
Without knowing
Yeah.
who's coming next. So we, if it's cool, want to do a blind rankings with you.
I would love
Absolutely.
nothing more. Yeah.
Okay, the category is people.
In general, no, like we're not honing
No,
it
it
in, like
just
people in the
says-
hockey world or just people.
And it's just what it says. It
This
says
is awesome.
people.
Yep.
Yeah, it
People.
says people.
Human blind rankings.
It
Okay.
says people.
This is
Okay.
fantastic.
Yeah.
Number 1. Or I guess not number 1.
Yeah.
The first one we'll say.
First one.
All right. First one. Saddam Hussein.
Guys,
So
this
here's the
is
thing,
a-
Dan. The knee jerk is obviously low.
Oh, yeah.
There's 5, by the way.
Yeah.
Totally.
But I'm now just wondering, A, they could all be bad people. So you don't
be-
want to go 5
could be
right
a good
away.
mix.
And B, maybe we're just talking what impact did you leave on the world?
Yeah.
You know, so in that case, it
Not
could be
a good
high,
one.
but it could be high because it was so big.
Your people's magazine. Your people magazining this.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
you know what I
Person
mean?
of the year.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Influential,
question of the years.
you
Yeah,
know?
it's influence.
That's
How big
Time
was your
magazine.
influence? Yeah, that might have been Time.
Right.
Yeah.
I think
Oh, you meant sexiest
People's
sexiest
Yeah,
man
yeah.
of the
Here's
year.
the
Well, he
deal.
was that.
How hot was he too?
if,
Let's think
if
about
this
that.
is all evil,
Yep.
you know, like,
He's not that low.
well, here's the question. If it is all, okay, so it's just people. It's
Yeah.
not bad people, because there's a world where if this is all bad, we would put the most evil at 1, but this is just people.
Oh, right,
So
right,
he is
yeah.
a bad guy.
Yep.
I think, as much as we hate doing this, we have to go 3 here to get a temperature
3.
check on the next person. Because ultimately,
Yeah, you don't. But if we commit, it could be perfect.
him being 3, I think we're going to be okay regardless.
What if he was 2?
I think it's too high.
This is incredible to watch because
What if he was 2?
I watch you guys
Yeah,
do
yeah.
this all the time, and I'm like, this is what.
What
this
if he
is
was
the
2?
thing.
I
What if
think
he
it's
was
3 or
2?
4.
Context hearing like I think it's 2 is too high for Saddam Hussein is very funny.
I think it's 3 or 4.
You want to go 4?
He's a pretty bad guy.
yeah,
man.
but there's worse. There's worse
Yeah.
guys.
If P. Diddy comes up on this list, we're fucked.
Yeah, exactly.
I think we go
Truba.
3.
Just kidding.
Jesus. Let's go 3.
Okay, 3.
Okay, going Saddam Hussein 3. Number 2, Tom Hanks.
Fuck, we're fucked. but
What?
but yeah, wow.
I'll put Tom Hanks up against Mother Teresa.
You know what I will say for
like,
Tom? The people of this country did not care about COVID at all until Hanks got it.
He's
That
number
is
1.
so true.
That is a fact. So
We all thought it was a joke.
I was
and
like,
then Tom
n-
Hanks
yeah.
got it and everyone locked the fuck down literally.
yeah,
That's fair.
That is very true.
But
One.
I might. It's tough because if now, yeah, let's do it. Fuck it.
Yeah.
One.
Name someone better than Tom
I
Hanks.
couldn't.
All
Tom
right,
Hanks
locking
won.
in 1. All right, I misread that. Chet Hanks. Next.
Is there something higher than 1?
So you got Chet Hanks 1. Army Hammer.
Okay. Social network, tremendous. Eating people, also tremendous. Lone Ranger, not great. They only knock on him as
No.
Lone Ranger.
Man, we should have gone lower with Saddam probably.
It was a tough one out the gate. You just didn't know. You
That's
didn't know.
why we temperature check.
You didn't know. I could have gone. I almost went 2.
Here's the deal.
As far as we know, though, Saddam Hussein didn't eat.
And he didn't eat anybody.
That's true.
Didn't eat, and
He
Army
didn't even
Hammer
joke about it.
Army Hammer.
That's true,
Like,
yeah.
you know,
Army Hammer just
No bad DMs.
he
from
never.
Saddam
Hussein famously never got so horny that he was saying things about eating people.
Yeah.
Army Hammer did.
Yeah, and he just sold his truck. He had to get an electric car
Here's
because
the
gas
deal.
was too expensive.
This might be unfair to Army
Ooh,
Hammer.
here's an interesting spin, Dan.
I think we need to keep 2 open for another good human being. And Army Hammer is now officially worse than Saddam Hussein.
Slotting in right below.
Yeah.
Here's the thing, dude. Army Hammer is complaining about gas prices in LA constantly.
Yeah.
And I don't need that reminder.
He's trying to gaslight us all into thinking that he's so not well off right now that he has to sell his truck. This
Yeah.
guy fucking sucks for.
I was gonna say though, like if you've ever done a volcano, like a paper mache volcano in elementary school,
Yeah.
Army Hammer and his family absolutely helped make that happen.
They did do that for us.
Yeah. And I guess
Can't do those without baking
Saddam
soda.
did do
Also,
bad
nice
stuff.
little trick. If anyone suffers from acid indigestion, I don't know why I'm looking at you, Sean.
Yeah, Sean,
Dude,
tell me
I mean,
about
I like
Buffalo
learning things.
sports
You put a
fan,
little
know
bit-
that.
he gets the
Yeah,
agita.
true. You've been eating a lot of wings, I
Oh, yeah.
imagine. You put a little scoop of baking soda in water and drink that, heartburn gone.
Wow.
Tastes gross, but it works.
Yep.
This is good to know. All right, so you go in Army Hammer 4?
4.
Yes.
All right, 4 more to go. It's actually 7 that are on this.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Amelia Earhart.
A little overrated.
Extremely overrated, maybe. Extremely. Flying's easy.
Overrated.
Everybody flies all the
Yeah,
time
like
now.
what did you do? You flew a plane? Good for you. I mean, I think we have to go 2.
Is it actually 7 or is it 5?
It's looking like there's 7.
Okay, so
Well,
then,
what the fuck?
So then,
You went way too high with Saddam.
so then, Dan, I think here we could go 6.
Listen, we are completely off the rails, so I'm okay with it. If you want to go to the loony bin, I'll go to the loony bin with
I just
you.
think Dan 6 that leaves room.
Amelia Earhart, very famously, slightly worse than Army Hammer and way worse than Saddam Hussein.
Yeah, and another person. We're gonna get someone else over
Yeah.
her. And
Let's go crazy.
Let's go 6.
All right. Miley Cyrus.
I love Miley Lock too. I've said this many a time, and as a couple of Swifties, you're going to be upset about this. Miley is the Taylor Swift that we all deserved.
Miley Cyrus is like if Taylor Swift was good at music.
Come on, dude.
Miley
That's what I'm
Cyrus
talking
is
about.
just phenomenal across the board.
I feel that way about Carly Rae Jepsen. I think that Carly Rae Jepsen
Wow.
is the Taylor Swift that we deserve.
that we deserve.
I'm on board with that for sure.
I'm on board with that too,
Love
honestly.
Because
Carly Rae
dudes
Jepsen.
love Carly Rae Jepsen.
Yeah.
She is I do this regularly.
joke.
Okay, let me give you the,
Please.
the
Oh,
joke.
nice.
What do you call a woman at a Carly Rae Jepsen concert?
Oh my God, this is going to get us in trouble for so many different reasons. A future wife.
Carly Rae Jepsen. It's the only woman at that concert.
Wow.
It's just all dudes.
she doesn't even sell women's
I'm
merch.
so
And like that's
glad.
not like obviously it's like a lot of gay dudes, a lot of straight dudes, but like it's not like she hits one demographic of dudes. No, if you are a man and you know that Carly Rae Jepsen is still making music,
You're gonna
you
show
are
up.
into it and you're going to that concert.
Yeah. What's that Miley song? It's is it called We Can't Stop?
Yep.
That was
Incredible
originally
song.
supposed to be a Rihanna song.
Ooh,
Yeah.
that's I
Thank
could
God
see that.
that we got the Miley version.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Miley's
Yes.
Do you ever hear the Sia album? I think it's called This
Yes.
Is Acting, the one that's all
She is
songs.
probably my favorite artist of all time.
I love Sia. I
love Sia.
Is that the album that
All
were
time.
Audio
all
people,
songs
I just
that
made a
got
face.
Yes.
Is that the
I might have exaggerated there a bit, but I love Sia.
one of her albums is all songs that were rejected by other
Oh, yes,
people.
that's correct.
And
Yeah.
they're all so fucking good.
That's
Oh my
sick.
God.
Reaper,
Her voice is
absolute
incredible.
banger. I love Sia. Okay, up next, P. Diddy.
Good call, Dan. Really good call. Really good call, Dan.
This somehow might be a perfect list. 7,
7.
obviously.
7.
You have
which
2
me-
spots left, so you're going to make
What,
one of them.
what else do we have?
There's
We have
5
5
is
and
open
7.
and
Oh,
7 is
5.
open. So you'll have one more after this.
He
I
could
think-
be better than
You
Amelia
have to
Earhart.
decide if P. Diddy's better or worse than
I think
Amelia
from
Earhart.
what I've read, guys, I don't know if you saw this, but we got on a cross-country flight to get here, and there was no TVs on this plane, which was
Nightmare.
preposterous.
A standard set by Amelia Earhart.
So I had to read a lot. Yeah, 'cause there was an Amelia Earhart original. I read the entire report
Indictment.
the indictment report of P. Diddy. I'm going 7 very confidently
Yeah,
here.
7.
Yeah.
So who's our 5?
Your 5 is Cameron Diaz.
Hey, I'm so happy we left 5 open. I'm so happy Amelia went 6, Dan. Can you imagine if Cameron Diaz was below Amelia Earhart?
We would have never lived it down.
Have you even seen The
I will
Mask?
say
Has anyone even seen The Mask? Dude?
It's not a good look for us that Saddam Hussein is like really doing. He's coming
He did
out
great.
smelling like roses on this list.
Is he
for us.
3?
Yes.
Your
He
final
did
list,
great.
Your final list is Chet Hanks 1, Miley Cyrus 2,
Great.
Horrible Murderer Saddam Hussein 3,
Yeah, not good.
Army Hammer 4,
Good.
Cameron Diaz 5, Amelia Earhart 6, and Sean Diddy Combs 7. Honestly, this game clearly was set up to fuck you guys and have you do Saddam Hussein too high.
Yeah.
Other than that, it's not too bad.
Not
I
horrible.
A
think.
little bit of Amelia Earhart.
Yeah, Amelia Earhart. We could get us Amelia Earhart and a Saddam Hussein swap, and we're
Dude, the
okay.
hockey Amelia Earhart fan Venn diagram is going to be fuming at this episode.
Yeah.
Sean, how many people do you think are looking up Amelia Earhart as a result of this?
I can't begin to tell you. I literally in my head I started laughing. I was like, so many people don't know who Amelia Earhart is.
So many people know the name,
Yep.
but it's like, who's that again?
Yeah.
I feel like most people know who Amelia Earhart is. Like, I feel like if you hear Amelia Earhart, you're like, she disappeared in a plane. Like, I feel like people know that.
Sean knew how to spell Amelia Earhart.
Wow.
Whoa.
I think some people know that.
That's
I
sick.
think a lot of people are like, is that the Joan of Arc person, or is that like there's some?
I
she
feel like
the
everyone
dictator of
my
Iraq?
age
Girl
or
who does
older.
the chicken shop date?
Yeah.
Oh,
Amelia, yeah, you might get
God, I
confused
love
there with
her.
Amelia then.
Amelia de Moldenberg?
Yes.
Legend.
I love her. Oh,
Amazing.
She's goddamn beautiful.
Got to
She's
bring her
incredible.
to like NHL red carpets.
Yes.
Yes.
She famously did the
tweeted at the-
hey Toronto Maple Leafs, who do I contact?
Yeah.
And I want to say everybody, it was mainly us.
Yeah.
We were just like, what does this mean? What is she doing? Is William Nylander going to be on Chicken Shop Date?
Well,
is
think
Austin
about how
Matthews
good
gonna be on
Willie
Chicken
or
Shop Date?
Austin would be on Chicken Shop Date.
And I think she just wanted tickets.
You know who'd
Yeah.
be perfect?
I think that's what
Just wanted to
it
go to
was.
a game, actually.
Seth Jarvis would be perfect on Chicken Shop Date.
Yes, another mutual friend of the
Yes.
podcast.
God.
You got your Seth Jarvis interview was before ours. I listened to yours as like studying in
Oh, nice.
preparation.
He's such
And
a
I was
legend,
like,
dude.
He honestly came to my mind earlier when we were doing the cunty ratings. He would have a 1.
You would appreciate
oh no, he's more like bathrobe vibes
So-
for me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that, I'm
Like,
saying
he lives
like,
in a
here's-
bathrobe.
I was
I'm
thinking
saying
about
he's
this
the
week.
opposite of cunty.
Oh,
like
1
he
out
would,
of
he would
10.
get
Oh,
a
yes,
1
yes,
out of
yes,
100.
yes.
Like he's
Agreed.
amazing.
I was thinking about this week for some reason. Seth Jarvis is the most from New Hampshire person that is not from New Hampshire.
Yeah, you're right.
I love that
You're
take,
right.
dude. I love
It's
that
the
take.
NASCAR shirts.
Yes.
It's the little mustache.
Yes.
Like he is very New
The
Hampshire.
bathrobe energy.
He has
like
very big bathrobe energy.
Yes, he totally does.
he's the guy who does not take care of his like lawn. He's got tires in
Yeah.
the lawn, and he somehow has millions and millions of
Yeah.
dollars.
Yeah, yeah,
and he
yeah.
lives in New Hampshire because it's great for taxes.
Yeah, live for your guy.
Yeah.
What an absolute stud. And what studs you boys are. This has been the most fun maybe we've ever had in our lives. Thank you for coming here.
Breaking in
Jesus.
that couch.
Thank you for having
I
dude.
really am happy
Honored.
Is it
about
comfy?
that.
It's
It is.
great.
It is
It's great.
actually.
Hell yeah.
I don't believe it.
Shout out Walmart.
Shout out Walmart.
Shout out
Big
Walmart.
time.
Fucking
Free
dude,
ads, free
we were
ads.
like, we
Tell
don't
me, Sean, does this recline into a futon?
Yes, it does. If you
Thank
pull
God.
the thing all the way forward,
Yep,
and then it'll
rocks
way
right back.
Yeah.
We're about to pull an all-nighter with the Netter boys. Thank you very much, Powers Brothers. You rule.
We all silly like the mayor.